Welcome to Cash Talk Podcast.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Cash Talk, the podcast where we talk money and level up our English at the same time. I'm Ollie.
And I'm Sarah. And okay, before we even start today,
Don't say it.
I have to say it. Last week, 2 different people DM'd us and said, and I quote, "I literally stayed up until 2 a.m. finishing episode 2.
Okay, that felt good.
It felt really good. So if you haven't listened to episode 1 and episode 2 yet, pause right now, go back. Because in episode 1, we broke down the whole foundation of this book. The 2 dads, 2 completely opposite money mindsets.
One dad said, get a good job. The other dad said, learn how money works.
And in episode 2, we got into the rat race, that cycle where you work, you get paid, you spend, you need more money, so you work more.
And we talked about why a paycheck alone will never actually make you rich.
Both of those episodes are connected to today, like directly connected. So if you've skipped them, today's going to feel like you walked into a movie at the middle.
Like showing up to a dinner party after they already ate.
Exactly. Anyway, today is episode 3, and honestly, this might be the most important episode of the whole series.
Bold statement.
I stand by it, because today we're talking about assets versus liabilities. And I know, that sounds like a boring accounting class.
It's not. I promise you it's not.
It is so not, because Kiyosaki takes this concept and he basically says this one idea, if you actually understand it, changes how you see every financial decision for the rest of your life.
Every single one.
So let's get into it.
Okay, so before we go deep, let's make sure everyone's on the same page with the vocabulary, because these words get thrown around a lot, and most people think they know what they mean.
And most people are wrong. No offense.
Starting with the big one, asset. In traditional accounting, an asset is anything you own that has value. Your car, your house, your furniture, technically all assets.
But Kiyosaki completely redefines this, and this is where it gets interesting. His definition is way simpler and way more powerful. He says an asset is anything that puts money into your pocket.
That's it. Money comes in, it's an asset.
And a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket.
Money goes out, it's a liability.
Simple. Almost too simple. But here's the thing. Once you apply those definitions to real life, everything shifts.
Like the ground moves under you a little.
Exactly like that. Next term, cash flow. Cash flow is the direction money moves. Is it flowing into your life or out of your life? Rich Dad was obsessed with cash flow. He didn't just ask, how much do you make? He asked, where does the money go after you make it?
Because you can make a lot and still be broke if it all flows back out.
Which, spoiler, is exactly what happens to most people.
And last term for now, financial literacy. Kiyosaki uses this constantly. Financial literacy just means the ability to read and understand financial information, not just math, but understanding what numbers are telling you about your money.
He argues schools teach you zero financial literacy, like actually zero.
And he's not wrong. Okay, so here's where we really get into the meat of this chapter. Kiyosaki literally draws, 2 diagrams in this book. Super simple, almost childlike drawings.
Which is kind of the point.
Right. The first diagram is the cash flow pattern of the poor, and it looks like this. Income comes in, expenses go out. That's it. There's no column for assets. There's nothing being built. Money in, money out. Every month, forever.
That's a lot of people's entire financial life, drawn in like 4 boxes.
It really is. The second diagram is the cash flow pattern of the middle class, and this one is actually sadder in a way, because these people are trying. They make more money, but what happens?
Their expenses grow with their income.
Exactly. They get a raise, they get a nicer car. They get promoted, they move to a bigger house. Kiyosaki calls this lifestyle inflation, and he says the middle class is actually more trapped than the poor in some ways, because they feel like they're doing well. They have a nice house, 2 cars, good jobs.
But their liabilities are growing faster than any wealth they're building.
The house feels like an asset. The cars feel like assets.
But by Kiyosaki's definition, are they?
Let's talk about that, because this is where the book gets controversial. So Kiyosaki shows a third diagram, the cash flow pattern of the rich. And here's what's different. The rich have an asset column, and their assets generate income.
So the flow looks like this. They have a job or business that brings in income, but instead of that income going straight to expenses,
It goes to buying assets first.
assets that then produce more income.
And that income buys more assets.
And it compounds, it builds, it grows while they sleep.
Kiyosaki calls this the foundation of financial independence. You want your assets to be generating enough income to cover your expenses so that your job becomes optional.
Not, I want to be lazy, optional. There's a difference.
Big difference, because Rich Dad wasn't lazy. He worked incredibly hard, but his hard work went into building assets, not just into clocking hours for someone else.
And this connects directly back to what we said in episode 2 about the rat race. The way you escape the rat race is you build an asset column.
That's the exit door.
That's the only exit door, according to Kiyosaki.
Okay, so let's make this tangible, because build assets sounds great, but what does that actually look like?
Kiyosaki gives several categories. First, businesses that don't require your presence. Not a job you own, a system that runs and generates income whether you show up or not.
That's a key distinction. A lot of people start businesses and just bought themselves a job with no boss.
Which sometimes that's worse.
Second category, stocks and dividends. You own a piece of a company, that company makes money. Some of that comes back to you. Money in your pocket without you doing anything.
Third, real estate that generates rental income. Notice the word generates, not real estate you live in. Real estate that pays you.
Fourth, intellectual property. Books, music, patents. You create something once, it keeps paying you.
Kiyosaki mentions this personally. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this book is an asset for him. He wrote it once, it sold over 40 million copies. That royalty check comes in whether he's working or not.
That's the dream right there.
I mean, yeah.
And fifth, notes and bonds, lending money and collecting interest. The bank does this to us every day. Why can't we be on that side of the transaction?
That's actually a really sharp way to think about it.
So here's the pattern Kiyosaki describes, and see if this sounds familiar. Person gets a raise. What do?
They upgrade their lifestyle.
Bigger house, better car, nicer vacations.
More expenses, more liabilities.
And now they need that bigger paycheck just to maintain their life. So they can't quit, they can't take risks, they're locked in.
He calls this the I need a raise trap. People think more income solves the problem, but if your expenses always rise to meet your income,
You never actually get ahead.
it's like walking up a down escalator. You're moving your legs, you feel like you're working, but you're not going anywhere.
That is a brutal image.
It's accurate, though.
Very accurate. And the fix, according to Kiyosaki, is not to stop enjoying your life, it's to build your asset column first. Let your assets eventually pay for your lifestyle upgrades, then upgrade.
So instead of get raise, buy nicer car, it's get raise, invest in asset generates income, use that income for the nicer car.
The car is the same, the sequence is completely different.
And that sequence is the difference between building wealth and running in place.
Okay, we always want to make this practical. So here's your challenge for this week. Grab a piece of paper, 2 columns.
Column 1, everything in your life that puts money into your pocket.
Column 2, everything that takes money out.
Be honest, be brutal, apply Kiyosaki's definitions, not the traditional ones.
Your car goes in column 2. If your house isn't generating rental income, column 2.
Our Netflix subscription? Column 2. Sorry.
That savings account that earns 0.01% interest?
Column 2. Basically.
The goal isn't to feel bad about the list. The goal is to see it clearly, because most people have never actually looked at this honestly.
Awareness first, change comes after.
All right, so let's bring it home. Today, we covered the single most important concept in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Assets put money in. Liabilities take money out. Your job is to spend your life building the first column and being very intentional about the second.
Your house might not be what you think it is. Your car definitely isn't what you think it is. And the way the rich build wealth is fundamentally different from what most of us were taught.
Not because they earn more, but because they use what they earn differently.
Now, episode 4 is coming, and it connects directly to today. We talked about what assets are. Next episode, Kiyosaki gets into something he calls mind your own business, and it's about how to actually start building that asset column even while you still have a regular job, even if you're starting from scratch.
It's the how-to that follows today's what, so you do not want to miss it.
And hey, we have a question for you. After today's episode, what's one thing in your life you always called an asset that you're now looking at differently?
Drop it in the comments. Seriously, we read them.
We actually do. Ollie sends me screenshots.
I do. It's a problem. Anyway, if this episode hit different, share it with one person who needs to hear it.
Just one. That's all we ask.
This is Cash Talk. I'm Ollie.
I'm Sara.
And we'll see you in episode 4.